Yeah, that's right. We get to talk about Wing post Phantom Aria. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. We had our first event for Phantom Aria, and I ended up playing Wing and ended up winning the event. And I wanted to go through the profile here because I like kind of leaving these little logs in progress on the format. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. This card right here is broken. I am surprised that Gundam printed this, but we needed something like this because Blurple has been an absolute toxic pile of garbage. Like, set 3's meta due to Blurple was not a fun experience. I don't think I had any fun at all dealing with that meta. And, you know, them printing this card helped. So, bouncing back level 3 or lowers on the action, and then being able to trigger this off of burst is very, very, very ridiculous. So, we got some little text in here. So, for our list. So, I looked at a lot of Japan results very early, some of the theory that the players were having, and I said, you know what, screw it. We're gonna play 3-bird mode again. I chose to keep this card in because depending on the matchups and things you play against, just being able to, if you can go first and you can ramp yourself above your opponent one turn, depending on what they're playing, that one turn can mean everything in those matchups. That was something I noticed when I was playing against Blurple in general. We'll have to wait and see if that continues to hold up in this meta, but once again, in the transitionary phase, this still seems very, very, very strong. Now, we are still playing for Lafrith. This doesn't really change all that much. Lafrith is still one of the best cards that we can kind of rely on to kind of be that defensive wall that you need. Now, with Demeanor running around, these are going to get bounced back a little bit more. So I wouldn't feel bad about smashing these into things to, you know, kind of reduce them to force the opponent to demeanor them. And I did choose to play one of these. I know a lot of people look at this card and they're like, oh, just play 8 of these. I have a complaint about that. These do not trade perfectly into the 3/3s. While they will live with 1 health, that was kind of an issue that I was having. So I kept in Ricks. I find that just having the extra attack point feels better in a lot of situations. You can disagree with that if you want to, and that's fine. It's just from my personal testing, I want these to crash into the 4/3s. I don't want my Lafrith to die to a 4/3 and still have 1 health on that thing. I need trades that, you know, I can trade this into a 2/2, have it live. Obviously, in that scenario, you know, gun tank kills it. But it really, to clear up the mid game, this is just feels more important at that aspect. This is kind of weird. So I'm playing 2 Striker Pack. Striker Pack, I was noticing a lot of these lists were kind of starting to cut this. It's not that Striker Pack is bad right now. The problem is Demeanor's just going to swamp this thing under the table. Because, you know, your tokens are level 0. So that's something to you got to acknowledge now. If Demeanor is going to show up at every white deck in full capacity, then does the advantage from Strike Pack still feel worth it, or do we want to cut this for 4 Demeanors? I chose to play 2 demeanors instead. Now, did I want the 3rd demeanor? Yes, at some points, but you got to think about it like this. So if you play 4, you'll draw it a lot, actually. But in the red matchup, this card's awful. You know, every low drop the red deck plays is just, it's a kill spell. So like, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get the advantage you want off of this. So I feel like playing it in moderation is probably the best thing right now, because this card is really good. Now, there was one other cool tech that we played. It was this stupid card. Oh my. So first of all, I feel like this is a better one of the, what was it, the Strike Gundam that bounces back at 1 HP to the hand. Silver Bullet is ridiculous. So any effect damage this card takes is reduced by 3. Now, if you don't know, that means you can't ping it for 1. You can't Kshatriya into it and ping it. All that damage is going to get reduced by 3. Yes, it is only a 4/4, but we're kind of recovering out of a damage-heavy little format. So I found in a lot of matchups today, just being able to drop this on, you know, the curve upturn and just have it act as an additional block, because they can't demeanor this. It just acts as a good, beefy shield, and it either is going to force a Blurple player to make concessions and have to kind of waste resources from their hand, which they're not going to be happy about, because, you know, a gun cannon not resolving is a sad gun cannon. That's kind of something to think about. It's pretty good. For Ale Strike, baby. This never changes. Ale Strike is so good. Like, don't ever think that, you know, going into your matchups that this and Kira Yamato are not going to be worth it. The -2s on the Kira are some of the most powerful that you can get in the game. It allows you to make amazing trades, and it forces the opponent to have to make bad plays. We are playing for Overflowing still. This is a draw card. You don't really get concessions with that. I didn't change this, and I thought about it before I left for the tournament, but I left in 2/2. I didn't know how much aggro would still be present at today's event. I was correct, because I did run into Blurple in the last round. That's why this card exists in the matchup. You want this when they take early aggro, so that you can have defense. This is for the later half of the aggro. It's for the wing turn. We're still playing 2 Justice. In the Paptimus matchup, this is awful. You get rested all day long, which stinks. We are playing 1 Ultron. If this format goes to blockers, I'm going to multiple Ultron. Like, we will cut a Justice, we will go to 2 Ultron. But that's going to depend on how the meta goes. This card in the matchups that it needs to come up in are beautiful. We also have 4 the reason why this deck is called Wing. We have the 4 Sniper, being able to attack unsuspended things is amazing, and the absolute board clearing machine, the turn 8 Meister. The reason why I choose to play this deck is because this thing just clears up the board and goes to town. It does exactly what it needs to do. But overall, I wanted to get this list out because it's been fun to test. Kind of looking forward to seeing, you know, what more we can kind of test around with, because still early stages for Phantom Aria, and there's a lot of things to kind of see. Some of those, some very cool lists. I want to see the parts deck kind of come together. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.